Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Today I want to talk about 10 things that are not going to happen in your relationship with the person that you truly love. This will be similar to a recent video, but different. This one comes from yourtango.com from late February of this year. Gayla Wick is the author. And as always, I want to talk about love here, and sometimes that's saying this is what love does, and sometimes it's saying this is what love does not do. So these are things that, should not be part of the relationship between you and your wife. I'm married to Filipina from the Philippines on very short term, or very quickly back in 2015. We knew each other for 54 days, and we're coming up on 8 years of marriage. But one thing that I must continue to do to keep this relationship going, and what we all need to do, is learn to love the other person. And so let's look at this today. Please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. This is from the article. Number one, things you would never do if you truly love the person is knowingly put yourself in a compromising situation. Now, this is perhaps the article that I read that was, mostly to women. So maybe you'll pick that up in this reading. But when I'm talking here, I'm always trying to apply this to men as if I'm speaking to men. So that may not be exactly the way it comes out here. But still, knowingly putting yourself in a compromising situation is not something you would do. They say it's not uncommon for men and women who work together to find themselves in social situations, either after work or while traveling for work. Putting yourself in a one-on-one late night situation with a coworker that may find you attractive through the cloudy lens of alcohol is simply unwise. Good intentions are subject to serious compromise under the influence of alcohol. If you're truly in love, your commitment to your relationship must take priority over questionable and quite possibly tempting social interaction. So don't put yourself in the position to start with. Excuse me, absolutely agree with that. You probably have a good idea what's going to happen. No reason to apologize for it later if you knew it was going to happen to begin with, so just don't even go near those situations. Number two, things that don't happen when you're in love with somebody is you don't keep secrets from them. They say, of course, we're not talking about keeping birthday surprises and other special occasion secrets. Surprises are good. Secrets are bad. Keeping important information from your partner is dangerous behavior that can only lead to a breakdown of trust when discovered. When you're in love, you must trust each other with the good news and the bad news about anything that could affect your perception of one another. No, you don't need to disclose every gritty detail of previous relationships, but hiding its existence isn't wise. So you don't keep secrets from the person you love. You also don't share their secrets. Your partner is in an intimate relationship with you because he feels safe with you. So here she's talking to women, but it goes both ways. When someone shares their deepest thoughts, feelings, and secrets with you, they trust you to keep them to yourself. If you're even tempted to divulge their personal private information, excuse me, then ask yourself what's really going on. If you truly love them, this will never happen. This goes for after the breakup as well. Persons with integrity don't share personal secrets. Number four, if you love someone, you do not blatantly disrespect them. Yes, everyone gets cranky from time to time, and we all slip up and take it out on the people we love most. However, treating your partner with disrespect is always unacceptable. Absolutely. I mean, this is me here, obviously. But if you treat your wife with disrespect, how many respectful acts is it going to take to overcome that disrespectful act? Probably at least 10, and maybe more. And so the best thing to do is let her know every day you respect her and why you respect her, and be real and talk about her character and the fact that she married you and she makes your life better. Look at all the good things and talk to her about that. Continuing with the article, shouting, cursing, and putting them down is a sure sign of emotional immaturity and an indicator that you don't love and respect them the way you should. Love and respect are inseparable in an intimate relationship. Number 5, another thing you don't do, you don't neglect or ignore them. Why would anybody do something like that? Neglecting your partner is a big clue that love is either non-existent or rapidly fading. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. If you no longer care what your mate thinks, feels, or needs, your love relationship is in trouble. It's time to reevaluate your true feelings. Maybe your relationship is in a temporary slump that can be revived or jump-started with careful attention. Perhaps not. Sustainable love requires care and nurturing. Number 6 thing you don't do with someone you love: deny their requests for attention or affection. I'll just use my own commentary here. You shouldn't have to beg for attention, and certainly when it comes to the affection, I'll use sexual affection here, because the Bible will say, don't deny each other, don't defraud each other, don't deprive each other. It's in 1 Corinthians 7, because two people who are married have the right to sex, and they need it, and you should not be telling your spouse, no, not tonight. What you should be saying is yes, or plan things out so that there is no turning down, because at least to a man, being rejected, so to speak, or denied sexual affection from your spouse, to me that's a serious thing, and evidently to God it is too. And people at that time in the Bible were in the habit of doing that. Paul, through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, said, don't do that, stop depriving one another. It was happening and it was supposed to stop, except for like a mutual decision of prayer. But that has to be mutual, because the normal thing is husbands and wives are intimate. So you wouldn't deny your spouse. You shouldn't if you are married. Number 7, you don't disrespect their family. Ooh, that's really important if you're marrying a woman from the Philippines. Love her family, help her family, treat them like your own, and she will respond favorably to that. Number 8, you love someone, you don't refuse to talk about important issues. And they say shutting down instead of talking about issues is a good recipe for relationship failure. If you truly love him, and they're talking to women, you'll find the courage to talk your issues through. Same with men. In my experience, they say lack of conflict resolution skills is a top reason couples separate. I can't disagree with that. It may sound cliche, but the truth is that good communication skills are non-negotiable for couples truly in love. Healthy relationships are about forthright and honest communication. And absolutely there has to be that. I mean, why would you keep any secrets and not communicate with the person you're most interested or most intimate with in life? That would just damage the potential for closeness. Number 9, you let them do all the work. That's not something you do when you're in love with someone. You do not let them do all the work. And then you mentioned the word partnering there, and it's the way you should look at it, as a partnership. Number 10, when you love somebody, you don't set up win-lose situations between you. I've talked about that before in some other videos. No competition required. Winning and losing are terms best kept to games and sporting activities. Couples are a partnership, a team event in which your team is always the winner. Keeping score sets up unnecessary competition between partners that most often leads to resentment. And so they said, remember that your spouse, your partner, is on your team and you're on theirs. So be sure to cheer each other on. Be each other's biggest fans. No doubt I am, my wife I am her biggest fan. I am the president of the Isa fan club. So she knows how important she is to me, and she needs to hear that. Even if it seems silly and, hyperbole, I mean it, and she hears it often. And so these are some really good things to avoid doing if you're in a relationship. If this is what you've done in the past, try not to do that in the future. It's not going to help you. So leave comments here. I always forget to say that. And I'll continue to make more videos here that will help you, whether you're married to a Filipina or not. But, since my experiences with the Philippines, that may be especially helpful if you find love beyond the sea.